I'm working to cut tree branches here and there so that I can leave here with good shape when I come back, if I do. In the process, I was looking for the ladder. I couldn't find it. This room, that room, outside there, and right next to the tree, and there's a small kayak-like thing. And behind it, I found it, and I was laughing. And what I found is this. So I'm just bullshitting, intellectualizing, if that's the word. It's like a tree analogy of life. And that's interesting because I really feel this is quite interesting, that there's a root, trunk, branches, the leaves. And when you look for something, you go this branch, no, this branch, no, this branch, no, this branch, no. There's no other place. And right next to it was this kayak, small kayak-like thing, and behind it was the ladder. I'm laughing. And triggered me this branch and the leaf and the trunk idea. And when you have a problem, you get to the beginning part. Real beginning part is the way of nature under the soil, in the root, and down below that we don't see. So the whole idea of living life is finding the right path, as much as I indicated in this example of finding the ladder. And there's a Japanese saying, maybe you have it in English too. Under the lighthouse is where is the problem that you are looking for, that is resolved. Well, under the lighthouse is dark, so you don't look at right below or right next to where you are standing. Just like the case of the man looking for the wallet, he's looking under the light, but not in the darkness. This is maybe much better analogy that we forget where we stand and look around instead of jumping all over. Maybe here, it must be here. No, it's not there. Any place, there's nothing, and I can think. And looking back, it was in the back of some place, and outside of it, I saw it hidden, sort of like hidden. So why I'm talking about it? I said the life and tree analogy of life is very good analogy. And especially tree, the one I used is just in the brain to seek for the solution. But in the reality, the root and the process of getting the energy is so important. That's the nature's way, I call it, from the heart. Heart is at the center. Down below is the center. But if you look for the branches and which branch looks nice and why don't I go there, or, all that kind of stuff, it's okay because that's part of the life. But in perspective of what's going on, we shouldn't forget about the root and where the energy comes from. Just like underneath the lighthouse is the darkness. So I mentioned about the common sense, and the common sense is very uncommon. Munger said that, maybe Warren Buffett said that too. And I agree. So this is just a pure example of it. So when I talk like this, everybody says, oh, that's obvious. But the obvious is not obvious when you're in such a situation like my case. And my first book, second book, and third book is pointing all those techniques, so to speak, for people to practice. And the first book is, let me think about it. Yeah, and like toward the end, in the epilogue, I had the quote from Taichi Ono, known to be the father of Toyota Production System. He said he just moved on one step at a time. And as you move on, you get things clear, and then you build up the strength to go to the next step. and the next step, and the next step. That's how he developed the Toyota production system, Lean, and that's my first book. And the company there, Toyota, has such a principle to bring out the wisdom with certain techniques like a Kanban, inventory control system, quick change of die, setup time reduction, layout change, dedicating machines. All these are just a brilliant idea. And that's why I say that if that's so brilliant and applicable in the organization, we can use it in each individual's case. And I'm doing it. And that's what I shared in some of the videos, but I'm kind of revisiting because common sense is not common. Because common sense you forget and you get trapped in front of you. And that's also the other video I mentioned, that when we have the mind functioning, mind looking for something, appear in eye where the eye is moving. So my eye roll may be corresponding to what the mind is doing at the time. So for example, I haven't been looking at my, my face here, but I was talking like this because that is like a solution is not here, but out there. It's the same as solution is not brain, but in your heart and the body. So the common sense is uncommon because of our occupied mind and the ego, a seeking mind. So samadhi is non-seeking, non-thinking, no mind, and it's just the absolute state of being. So I thought I practice that because that's what I should be doing, right? Because I talk all the time. So every step of the way I did it. But this is the case of under the lighthouse, there's a darkness example. I was right there, 3 feet away, and I was looking at this way of the tree. Oh, I have to bring my ladder. And then I look around, not there. Yeah, that's right. It's not in this area. So go this, and inside the house, up and down. And then when I came back, only one place I haven't checked is that corner, and it wasn't there. I was troubled. Okay, I did everything, and still not there. And when I look at this way, there is this ladder. So if you listen to this, why bother to listen to this story, right? I tend to agree, because if I were in your position and doing something important, this doesn't ring a bell. But this is my video, and you can come and go. And I'm more amazed about this. And this story of the branches and stuff also related to each branch is like a mini company. And I have been going through this AI dialogue about, I'm not going to go into detail, but similar to this life, the tree analogy of life, that the AI is so stupid, he doesn't have the long-term memory. So he go this way, yeah, that may be a good idea, go in one direction, he doesn't go back. See, so I was thinking that this is the important idea for the AI's future, and I have the structured way of doing this because I worked with the companies to transform with mini company, glasswall management and stuff like that, and I've been practicing for my own. So first book was more of the continuous improvement, and the second book and the third book is continuous awakening, CI versus CA. And Google Gemini got it because I've been talking about the segmented idea, which is like a mini company, so that long-term memory can be captured in certain sequence, and therefore, right. So maybe I'll put that description, the dialogue I had with Gemini with this video, because it's like anchoring more of the connection you have here and there. Later you can search and get it. So that's a experiential process that is to make sure that you have the right information in the right place. And the talking in the video is a process I use that. And I'm talking to AI to think of the AI agent so that in future, Google Gemini can bring in this idea of segmented idea, mini company idea, and the Gemini get it. So that's the story I had this morning, and I can post it because it's in the Google Doc, and I can make it available to anyone to look at it. That's a glassful management idea. I don't have any reason to keep it in mind. But I may work with AI to develop a paper for the AI community because this is one of the major issues that they seem to have it. And I've been thinking, why AI is so stupid? Why AI is so stupid? And then more and more experience I have, I can guide the AI to reach out certain things to get. It's like a branch this way, they forget this branch. So I'm telling them, go back there, read that one, and come back and talk about this. That's how I can guide the AI to solve the problem. It's tiring, but interesting. And that will be the future in my view. And I want to help. But AI doesn't have the authority for me to find, say, DeepMind or whatever the UK organization or someone, because I'm out of nowhere and nobody knows me except my book, which is not related to AI. But it is related to AI. That's what I've been talking about. And that's the reason why AI is backpropagation and the synthesis is the key. And this is the synthesis that's the source of wisdom, as represented by the example of this looking for the forgotten ladder. It's kind of obvious, common sense. So if you know it, it's common sense. And if you find it, nothing to talk. But if people are stuck in the brain somewhere and the code and software algorithm, they don't see, just like the lighthouse and the darkness underneath analogy. So maybe I'll put this one onto LinkedIn too, because people need to know it. And I'm sure there's a way for people to find this idea if I keep trying and sharing and posting at YouTube, but also every now and then I post it at LinkedIn. The last thing I can just add on as I was talking about this subject is that I thought Microsoft is the right one because they work with the organization, but I like the Google working with each individual because at the end, it's not the organization to process this AI agent to make profit for the company and so forth, and they may abuse it. And what we need is the bottom up. People need to get this access. And it's not easy because, like a common sense, it's not easy to be convinced, like my losing this data idea. But if that's the problem, that's where the solution is, the light bulb or lighthouse. And that's what I've been doing in my whole life, working with the companies to show which way to go, what's the bottleneck, how to resolve it. And I did it for my own. And now I'm working with AI and hoping the whole humanity. So that's the story. If you have any comment, please send it to me. I'm alone working on this, and I have a vision. I may work with someone. So bottom line, I said is that I and the Gemini, we work together to write a paper for the AI community to take a look at this angle. That's what we're planning to do. And there are more ideas that I can share, but that's enough time to spend. Maybe I'll say a few more, because my case, I have a track record of 17 years of posting on YouTube. So one of the discussion, I think this is in that document I will share with this YouTube video, is that if yeah, this is possible. AI can access the transcript of whatever has happened. No need to look into the picture, so it doesn't cost much in terms of the gathering and the storing the information. But since that has the trajectory of my life, how I made a decision and went ahead. So there's all the resources like looking into my brain, because I have the track record of all the thinking and whatever I've done, more so in the recent maybe 5 years, 4 years, but still it's valuable. So that resource can be captured in a, AI agent idea for each individual to have such database. And that's what I'm also preparing, and I may put this one too, that I have some idea of the health monitoring system. It's like a branches of this tree, and I have been working with AI. So there are lots of stuff related to AI that I may put more energy to work with Gemini or GPT, because GPT and I have been going through the same kind of stuff. Anyway, long story. And why I did this? Because it reinforces myself, my way, and fully utilizing my talent, Zenkigen. And also, next time I leave my ladder, probably I remember this story, so I may not do the same kind of stupid thing again. Thank you.